Welcome everybody to the Galactic Languages, and today we have a special guest, Matt. Um,
Oh,
he
he is
will be
obviously not here anymore.
he will be channeling for us. Um, and right now we were talking about a particular topic to pick to talk about. So
See if anyone out in Yahoo Land has anything, or Yahoo, or YouTube Land wants to say
yes,
anything.
yeah,
Ask a
uh,
question or something.
yeah. Ask a question. I'm looking right now at the questions.
Q&A is inactive, what I understand.
Well, how about you, Gabriel? You got a topic?
The Arcturians, of course.
All right, then. Speak it. Tell Matt what you want.
Takasakaruku, suruku, tikiarakasarki, yotutukuruku, asaka, takasaki, yotutukuruki, yatakasarki, yatutukuruku, tusuruki, yanahata, saka, tukurakata, sarakata, hatakirikituku.
Totona no koskotoru ala lia katakaskiana nanatskuru kotokuru o sokotonuru akari. E yu ko tokontoru o kotokuru aka sakari andariaria katoku o sokorondoro kurua. E yu koskorondora ariariaria naskoru atariariaria koto orsiaria antaria koto koskondoro. So that was a little bit of Arcturian from Gabriel and Fandorian from me.
Now my mouth wants to speak in a different language, but I'm resisting. Of the same language that you are describing. But we should start by knowing what are you interested in. Who anybody is interested in any type of a question.
I don't mind kicking off by asking a question about the dreams.
Yes.
Well, lately and now, and it's been already over the years that I've seen one dream about the snakes, that I've been holding them, and I know that the moment I'm gonna let them go, they're gonna bite me, and I feel pretty scared about it. This actually happened last night as well, so I was just, I don't know, maybe there is something about it.
Yeah, what we can share is the thing that we mainly share with each and every one of us that are mainly asking specific questions regarding to fears, regarding to strange dreams, is that such a dream, for example, you were saying is a dream of snake, somebody that is in terminology of a human mind being poisonous or being dangerous and so on, will bite you. So the idea is that we can share is that this could help you feelings, what you feel within you, to have a look at you. There is something in you that you have never or have witnessed before. In this case, those are the feelings that you had, which you already said are fears. So in this way, you become more aware of the energies within you, and you can really then balance them. Many people receive fears in much higher levels, much deeper fears, much higher fears. This is also a way of them releasing and understanding the negativity within that has been taught up.
Well, for example, before uh, I had a snake that bit me, and the next morning I woke up with was feeling sick. I had a flu and raised body temperature pretty high, like 40 degrees around. So is that any sense connected?
Disconnect. People also have any, you would say, experiences that are like, we don't have the word to say, like a luggage that comes with them, through them, and in their many lives, and this luggage is what holds them back and limits them in many ways. All they can be fear, they can be sadness, they can be doubts, they can be fears of, not fears of lost things, but like they also can be family type of things that come like a luggage with them and holding them back, holding them back, and holding them back. In this case, what you are telling is you had this, you would say, trauma experience as within you and is within you right now. And through this dream, you can become more aware of it and let it go. Let it go. This was, and this is. And this is one of the ways how you explore negativity within you.
Well, thanks for the answer.
And you for sharing.
Does anybody else have any questions about dreams that they had?
We can say the dreams themselves can be many, many things. The one, they may be, as it was described, to other, it can be a telepathic communication or an answer. To somebody, they can be an astral travel to another reality, you would say. And to many others, it can be also different types of things.
Okay, so sometimes when we dream with, like, let's say famous people, like I'd had a dream with Obama, the President of the United States, and his wife.
Yes.
Would that be, what would that be considered in terms of, it was a simple dream. I was simply talking to her.
Yes.
He was around, but I was just talking to her. And actually her and I, we made a joke. So what would that dream be considered?
We consider in these in two categories. We would say the first one is, for you is that everything is related in terms of that everybody is and has a relation, meaning that although maybe a huge businessman, although maybe we don't have the words, it may be somebody that will seem to you to be as high, for example, an actor or something like this, and that this is a representation to you that they all have their own lives, which is basically the same as you have, in a little bit different way. Comparing and saying to you that there is not that huge difference that may see what you call your terms of society levels. The another thing is that you have an interest in many of the fields, and this will be an answer to your interest and explaining you something in another level.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Zenaida, do you have a question?
You can give a topic if you like.
Oh, yes, hello.
Hello.
I had a lucid dream, which is more felt physically. Like that was on spring when I was sleeping, and then I felt someone behind me give a hug, which I felt his arms on my skin, and when my third eye opens suddenly, and I saw a man like more in his like 50s or 60s age, a little bit of white hair, very big blue eyes. I was just wondering, is that ET or is a spirit? Do you have any idea? I just told him in Russian. I said in Russian to him, why did you do that? You know that I'm not ready yet.
We would consider it to be ET. What is the question? That was the question. But what concerns you in this?
So I just want to know it's what species are, and do I have any connection, and there is a name. Does he has a name? And what does it mean, hugging, for them?
We can say that this step, this thing that you had, was given for you to become more closer and closer to the things that you call spirituality. And it was necessary for you to start doing the things a little bit more to the terms you call spirituality.
So you mean it was a spirit? It wasn't ET?
We would not say it was, because the spirits or the ETs or the you call guides or you call angels, they can take a form of which you had the most deepest signature that leaves you with the strongest emotions of it. So for you to start have it more deeper in you, and for you to start going the path that is most necessary for you in that moment. In this story which you were sharing, the ET, or even in any others, the name of the ET or the visual feeling or visual, we would say, interpretation of the entity, visual stamp of the entity can be left and can be given for you to have the most deepest, or maybe not the deepest, but in this case for you the deepest insight and emotions that can guide you through, and this information and these emotions can guide you further and further. Also, this what happens opens up for you a much wider range of perspectives, making you more ready for other things.
Thank you.
And how did your life change from that point?
Actually, it was changed already, because...
How was your thoughts then?
You mean how my thoughts changed after that?
Yes.
It didn't change.
You said you had a dream that was left giving you questions now. And is this still giving you questions about that, about this dream? And have you been thinking about it many times?
No, I just want to know which species are that entity, and what I understood that you are explaining is just just wants to open the spirituality in me, or which I had.
Yes.
And there is a name. Do he has a name? Oh, does he has a name?
You're asking whether he has a name, and do you want to know this name?
Exactly, yes.
He doesn't refer to have a name, or refuses maybe to explain himself in a name. But what he can share is that the details and the sensations you had can help you to being communicating with him. The feelings that you receive then can help you to communicate with him.
Yeah, I felt like he's Yael. Is it right feelings?
He's saying not exactly.
So can he tell you exactly what species is he?
They have a different skin that the humans don't have such a skin. But he is not willing to share many ideas because he has and you have a different role other than that. Is there something more?
So different is like
He
I
feels
changed
that
my...
he is not willing to communicate with me because he wants to communicate with you alone, I would say. But this is the not exact translation of the message.
But so what is the purpose for him? Just for me to feel him, to go more spirituality?
Yeah, he can guide you into more spirituality, he would say that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I just want to know the name so I can contact with him. Can he tell you?
I cannot translate the name. It's a sound.
Okay, bring the sound.
Heua. Heua. We will not translate that.
But I got it. Thank you very much.
Yes. You got it?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
What we can say in relation to others is that you and him has a relationship that involves maybe a more closer contact between you and him. And that is quite specific. And we would say you have quite a specific role to play with him or with him and him and others around you. But he will not be the only one communicating.
Oh, yes, I know.
He's there for you because he is in a similar energy with you. So that's why it's that he contacts you or communicates in any way or form you wish to. But he is keeping silence. He doesn't say anything.
Can he tell you what dimension is he?
So you but not from Earth.
I did not hear the dimension, sorry.
Not far from a physical dimension.
Is it fourth?
He would consider it fourth, but still the understanding is a little bit different.
Okay, he's Yael. Okay, I just got it. Okay.
He says not exactly, but it's
not
okay.
Exactly. Yes, not exactly. He's more human than.
His energy is more humanoid in a sense of that energy will not affect human beings that much as any other entities who carry more and more light within themselves. He's saying they are friends, good friends, good friends, good friends,
Yes.
good friends, good friends.
Mm.
And now he stopped. And now he's smiling and saying, good friend. Good friend. Yeah, you're speaking a similar language. And he is familiar with that language.
Kotaya. Is his name Kotaya? Kotaya.
He's speaking, but we don't understand what is he speaking now.
Okay, much love to you all. Thank you.
And he left.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
We can tell him that they have assistance from another civilization, and because of that assistance, they can move into dimensions in our own dimension also. And they have assistance from a light civilization, which we don't know about, but I'm sure some of you are familiar with that. And they help them in also to communicate with you and us in any way, shape, or form.
Stop. Somebody muted Matt.
Sabrina, you can go into control room and then you can unmute him.
Okay.
Yourself, so he doesn't have to.
That's weird.
So, okay. So where did they stop? Where did they stop?
So sorry, Matt. Somebody muted you.
That's okay. What was the last thing you heard?
Let's see.
That they are from other civilization and they can contact. They have some.
Yes, okay. They are from another civilization. That was what was said, and they have assistance. They are from another civilization, which is not a civilization from Earth, and they have assistance from another civilization, which are more light beings. And because of this assistance, they can come and communicate with each and every one of you humans and everybody. And this assistance is much greater than the assistance you have from other dimensions and other realities. Assistance, for example, by having this communication here and now. And like this you have. And also a technologically assistance in any way or form. So another higher dimension civilization is also helping them, and they are also helping, you would say, humans in a limited way.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have any questions?
I'm wondering about what you can say about the galactic languages we have been speaking.
About the languages which you are describing, which you were saying, expressing.
I've been channeling a lot of galactic languages since the summer.
Yes. What do you want to know about that?
Yeah, I wonder, is there something you wish to share about those?
We can say that it's a language which other civilizations use to speak to each other. There is nothing much more of it.
Yes, I've been speaking a lot of Arcturians.
Arcturians. That's good. But you are not speaking it. You are just having the knowledge of it and just expressing it.
Okay, but who is choosing the information being sent when I speak language? I feel sometimes it's me, sometimes it's another entity.
Yes. What do you want to know? What was the question?
Who choose what information that I'm speaking when I speak my language?
We would say it's not who chooses, it's the thing that there is a way of, you would say, channeling connection between another civilization, and because of this, we would say, we don't have the word, but with this limited little connection, the channeling information can come through spontaneously.
Like when I do like
Yes.
Is it me saying something, or is it someone else in a sense?
We would say that there is not also a someone else, but that information comes from someone else for you to wonder upon it. And this link comes with a feeling which can guide you to against that which is sending this information. But again, this is not being information sent. This is information being spontaneously received. Yes. We would say it's not like an error of a computer error that happens this, but it's like a left signature for you, for your personality to guide yourself against or to that direction that, for example, this, what you are exploring, helps you to navigate yourself to a direction. If any other specific type of information would be given or a way of channeling would be given, you would go to another direction. And yes, by having this, you are going to a specific type of direction, which is most pleasant for you, most relevant for you, most meaningful for you to go and meet or become communicating with those who speak that language. And when you become in a contact with them, you will realize that the language was not that important as knowing what it means, but as guiding you to that communication, which you will guide yourself to.
Okay.
We can say another thing. They are really, really loving.
Yes. I haven't started translating my language yet. I started translating others to some degree.
Yes. So the path, we would say this is a left signature for you, and the path itself will unfold and guide you. So this would we say is I've many times said this is a guiding point, a guidance signature, a guidance implantation, or any other type of a word. You can choose it yourself.
Yes. Can you say anything about the Arcturians I'm connected to? I don't really know.
The thing is, what you would like to know?
Anything they wish to share to me about themselves. I don't know anything about them.
What we can say is that they are really, in terms of physical length, height, really close to your height, maybe slightly above, slightly below, I mean higher and lower. Characters are slightly the same, but not exactly the same. I mean, as personal character. And they carry a loving feeling, a loving feeling, a loving feeling. That is what we can share.
Okay, thank you. Will I be able to connect to them more strongly that I can understand in the future?
Yes, but the thing is, what do you want to know?
I don't know.
You don't know what you don't know, so you receive don't know.
Yeah.
We can say that you are a part of them and from them. And they, we would say, are like guides in the path of your spirituality.
Yes. So are they another lifetime of mine, or?
We would say another planet. We would not say another lifetime. We would just say another planet. Still, they are.
Yes. Yes. I haven't figured out yet. Do you have any tips of exploring your other lifetime that you are most connected to?
My lifetime.
My lifetimes.
Your lifetime.
Any tips?
Any tips like what?
How you can connect and understand other of your lifetimes.
To how you can connect to your other lifetimes.
No, I mean understand to so.
How you can understand your other lifetimes?
Yes.
But you already understand some of your other lifetimes, which we were just explaining. So by asking. But there is always a feeling left inside you call a human. And this feeling can help you to unfold more of your other lifetimes. Like the feeling or the spontaneous speaking in a language which you are not sure of or aware of.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't have any more questions.
Thank you.
You don't have anything more to share to me.
Does anybody else have any more questions? Oh, go ahead, Sean.
I just wanted to make a statement that I send infinite love to you.
Love to you all, and especially love to the previous person from the civilization name that he said, he can't, or how it was said. From them to you.
Okay, somebody sent a question, and I don't know if you can answer it, but he said he was asking he has a question about bisolar systems and spiral galaxies and the existence of other Earths. Can you expand on that?
Well, the first two things we didn't quite hear, but other forms of planets like Earth, you want to know?
He said about bisolar systems.
Bisolar systems, meaning solar systems that are out of this solar system.
No, solar systems that have two suns.
Okay.
And spiral galaxies.
Spiral galaxies. We can say that the planets like Earth are not many. There are many, many types of other planets that are simple, that are not that rich as your planet. Solar planet systems that have two suns are also not that many, but they still are in many places. There is, and we cannot share the most common differences between those because we don't find any strong information with that. Other than the most important, you should know that your planet is really rich with many, many things. Spiral galaxies. What in your terms is a spiral galaxy? Is a galaxy that goes like a spiral, or is a galaxy that has values of a spiral, like physical values, physical patterns?
I would think that it's the shape itself of the galaxy, but he's not there, so I can't ask him. But then if you want to expand a little on the existence of other Earths.
Other Earth. We consider other Earth to be Earth like with water and the same size as you have or close to that, and the same kind of a nature that you have. Other Earths are not that inhabited as you have. Some of them even don't have any humans living or any civilizations living on them. Some of them have only a specific type of animals living there. Some of them can be human inhabited, some of them don't. Some of them don't have that strong light or sun effect to those planets. Some of them, many of them don't have that strong sun effect as you have. Meaning that the sun affects so much in the terms of you call nature and environment. Some other planets are not dependent on those things. Some of them don't have so many you will call climate changes. And some of them are also not yet explored. That's what we can say. But there aren't many of them. We would say less. And because of your planet, which is so much inhabited by many species, you're becoming the most exciting place to be. Other planets are really plain and really simple, meaning that there is not such huge and great we would say qualities, details, expressions. Some of them are only made out of one material, and the beings that inhabit there look also the same as the color of that material. Many of them don't have water, many planets. Water is really rare. Some other planets have high temperatures, which makes it impossible for many other civilizations to even observe it or to be witness or to even go closer to it. Some other planets have many types of gases around them also, making them really difficult. But the thing is, we can carry on with this much more wider, but the thing is really that what you are interested in. Two suns. There is no great deal what we can explore in those two suns, what we can share with those two suns. Maybe the idea of the question itself can be, maybe there's something interesting in, but we don't find so many things being interesting in those two suns. You have one, then you have two. Always there. But if you want, you can ask some more things.
How unusual is planet Earth in this universe?
What do you mean unusual? It's really usable.
No, I mean in terms of the amount of animals that are on this planet.
Having animals is really unusual for any other planet. Having nature is also really unusual for any other planet. And you are, like we would say, in a really rich place, and that is even more unusual. Meaning rich, that there are many expressions, many beings, expressions like nature, water, expressions like climate changes, expressions like mountains, expressions like small beings, big beings, and also expressions like spirits inhabiting there.
Okay, yeah, because that's because I had read somewhere that most planets don't have as much of a variety of species of plants and animals as we do.
That dense as you are makes it more exciting. And not even that dense, but you have to know that you, as humans, each and every individual, also comes from a completely different place. So that makes it even more interesting.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody is here on Earth, we would say like this.
Okay, thank you. Sean has a question.
Hello, I'm wondering if you can tell me any information about the home planet of the Fandorians.
Home planet of Fandorians?
Yes.
We can say that the name doesn't interpret to us any information. Can you share a detail so that we can understand? Fandorians or Fandorians?
Fandorians.
We can say that this name is not translated correctly, but you can share a detail so that we can have the understanding of what are you interested in.
What details do you want me to share about the Fandorians?
Any detail.
Okay, they're fifth-dimensional beings. They can appear in 7 different ways. Humans would see them as gusts of air. Some people see them as kind of looking like the Greys, except in white light. That's all the information I know about the Fandorians.
Alright. We would say that they have a planet that doesn't follow any solar system. And the planet itself is really energy-like. And this energy, they consist also of this energy. And this energy makes also the planet, you would say, you can visually see it as a foggy light. And because of that energy, they have these values that you were describing as go in and out of any form, but they are not that of going in and out of any form. They have a limited approach of many things, but they can have a much wider abilities, you would say, to do this than comparing to a human. But there are many other civilizations that have higher and higher values, not like values, but possibilities to do such things also. And they come to Earth from time to time. They have a color, you would say, like to be not the gray color, but more bit to the white. And we will consider them to be a little bit silenter than other beings. But really, you have to know what you are interested in. And We are not sure that this information was for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Continuing along the lines of the Fandorians, I had done a blessing for somebody recently, and I want to know if it was them doing it.
You mean blessing?
Yes.
Blessing like healing, you mean?
It was a blessing, and then I channeled also. Yes, it was kind of a healing.
We can say it was related. But it was also a bit of every other thing. So it wasn't one. There were others involved, but really less. The most it was, yeah, as you said. But there was also other energies involved.
Can they tell you which other energies were involved?
We will call the other energies to be your higher energies of yourself. That is, you will call them angel energy, angel-like beings.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Many of humans have more closer connection to you called angel-like beings. And many others have more connections to their spirit guides, we would say like this. So we would say to you that you have a more connection to them, the angel-like beings, a little bit more connection than comparing to others. But nevertheless, we all have those connections.
Yes.
It's just that human personalities many times choose to follow another path, which is most exciting or most relevant for them in their current situation, current state of being, current state of understanding, current state of willingness to explore a thing or two different.
Are they around you right now? The beings that were there, are they there?
Around me? No.
So how do you speak to them? Is it their energy that you feel?
Well, basically what we can share about this channeling, what we are doing right here, is that there is so much limited information, and there are people or humans, you would say, that has more connection and a less connection in terms of channeling able beings. And because of that, and because of the understanding that has been given to many out of your sources of information, that information really needs to be understood by us also. And because of we don't know everything that you know, we need more details in order to understand that energy.
Okay, so in order to understand the Fandorians, and
we would say that we as a beingness, as a civilization, don't have that connection with the civilization you are sharing about, and you in turn saying connecting about.
Okay. What dimension are you in?
We? The ninth. We are serious now, meaning we are here for you now and trying to help you in any way we can now, assist you through this, you would say, channel.
Okay, somebody else has a question. So
That's
I would allow them.
A question. what that somebody has.
Hi, yeah. I've got a question regarding my guardian angel or angels. I don't know if there are one or many of them. Is there any information describing them? Because I'm really keen to know what they're.
Hey, we would say a number 2 to 3, and they are playful.
Well, yeah, that's the thing I've seen. Because during the years I've been through many different phases, and I've kind of arrived to the statement that they are kind of like with a humor. They have a sense of humor.
Yeah. So because there is different beings, there is different personalities. Each personality as an entity, comparing from humans, has a really high contrast comparing to humans. So basically, if we say all humans act alike, but entities, they have highly, highly different values. And what we can say from you are that angels also have different values. And what we can say, another thing about angels and humans, is that angels, the word angels is and has many meanings throughout the years of religions about understandings and misunderstandings. But what we can say, really pure beings that carry white light, basically white light, but the white light tone are different, and each white light tone, which is different, carries a different values. And angels itself have different characters, you would say, and the ones that you have share a character of being playful, joyful, and you also carry some of those you would say characters, but really lightly. And the purpose of having, you would say, an angel is the purpose of helping you humans emotionally, because many humans can get strongly depressed, strongly sad, strongly in any way, shape or form negatively, and that energy they carry reduces everything of this and gives you more love, more sensation, more joy, and in your terms, and in your case, joy, and all of these feelings. Thank you for sharing. Thank you myself also for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions?
You can choose a topic and we can share an idea of the topic. Also, Matt can ask a question.
Sean,
okay.
I need to speak to Sean for a second.
Yes.
They're telling me that an option to connect with them would be purple crystals.
Thank you very much.
Like amethyst or I can't think of any other ones, but purple crystals, they keep showing me. That is one of the strong connections they have to individuals, apparently.
Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
No problem.
Okay. Okay, can you talk a little bit about the higher self, what it is, how it functions, and that kind of thing?
Higher self. We can share an idea of firstly communicating with another entity which is in a higher level. Well, basically a higher entity to communicate with you need the same energy values, such as, for example, if like a being that was said here is joyful, then the person who wants to communicate with that being also has to be joyful. So they have to be on a single or a similar energy alignment. For example, you were sharing also, somebody was sharing crystals. For example, if the entity which you are willing to communicate with, as we said, entities are different. And basically, many times what happens is if that entity is willing to communicate with you, that you, the person, will have high interest and like in those things, whether it's joy, whether those are flowers, whether those are crystals, whether that is nature, whether those are animals. And because being as that, for example, liking animals, liking joy, being joyful, it allows your energy to rise and become more similar to the, you call, entity's energy. And this is part of aligning to those entities that wish to communicate with you and you wish to communicate with them. So what we can say, in order to be in contact with any other human, meaning any human being in contact with any other being, you really have to follow your joy, because the joy you have is the guidance given from them. Higher self is much higher energy, and to communicate with higher self or to be aligned with higher self, there has to be involved another entity that helps you in this way of understanding. It doesn't mean that you cannot communicate with higher self directly. If you wish to communicate with higher self directly, you can do that. But higher self carries more denser, more stronger energies that maybe the human body will not take care of or will not be able to carry. But a higher self or any other being can lower his energy in a level to your energy, and then they can communicate. And higher self for each and every individual is different. But what details do you want to know about a human higher self? Basically, it's not a human higher self in terms of physical human. It's more of a soul's expressions, energy higher self, a soul's father, you would say, a soul's creator, you would say, a soul's the one that has that soul.
I was specific. I wanted to know about what exactly it is, because some people describe it as being a spirit that actually incarnates, but that
we can share in this idea. A higher self is a high energy consciousness that can also create reality. And this consciousness is basically you. And you are observing his own creations, an idea of creation. So basically, in simple terms, a higher self is basically a God for you, in simple terms. And by seeing many things that you feel the life, the reality, is in any way communicating with you. Numbers repeatedly showing up, that there's this dream showing up, that there's these people all of a sudden communicating with me, talking to me, sharing the ideas that I was interested in. All these things, like you call them synchronicity, is a communication from you or given to you to notice that there is something more. And when you strongly feel that synchronicity, you feel the energy of the higher self, as is how is he creating and enjoying the creation for you and experiencing it through you. So what we can say, higher self is basically you, but only a small part of you, only that much to observe and witness the thing that he creates. And we can say another thing, that everybody has a higher self. And what is a higher self in simple terms? It's a higher reality, energy vibration, you would say, that coexists in, you would say, third dimension layers. And in the earth, there are so many, as we were talking, rich expressions, that there are multiple levels of higher selves interacting with each and every one of us and you would say. And another thing is that higher selves for each and every individual is a little bit different. So there is not a not a one explanation. Basically, the idea is similar, but for each and every individual, it's a little bit different. It's the way that the higher self chooses to express itself and the characters involved with the higher self. And we can say that the higher self is out of any realities physical. Is there something more for you?
So can the higher self incarnate?
The higher self cannot incarnate. You are already incarnated as a part of the higher self. Higher self has so much energy that the physical body will not take care of. It will be too much for the physical body. And higher self doesn't have the nature of incarnation. He has a different nature. He has a nature of creation and exploring. Higher self has different values in terms of from your perspective. You would say that humans as a souls, individuals, are like information gathers for the higher self. Also, we are an expression of the higher self.
So what would be the difference between the higher self and the soul, like in terms of function, things that they do that one does that the other one doesn't?
It's like an explorer. Soul explores, gathers, explores, understands. Higher self receives and creates. But this will not describe it perfectly. But this is the difference in simple words.
And the soul doesn't do that?
Moment. You can carry on.
Yeah, because I was trying to it's not quite clear to me on the differences between the two in terms of helping us, the incarnated part. How
the idea of higher self is different. You would say a higher self, and again, from your perspectives, is like a god. Those who become aware of that, become aware of higher and higher and higher and higher energies, those who become aware of that become godlike in terms of comparing normal human, to a human that is more connected to the higher self. They become with higher and higher abilities and higher and higher values, such as abnormal values.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have any more questions? Roxy, František?
Yes, I would like to ask how soul, after incarnation, let's say the question could be, does soul grow?
For from your perspective, the soul does not grow in terms of getting bigger, The soul, as you would understand more easily, gathers information, gathers understanding, and returns back to the higher self. Or it's not a problem also, or it would not be wrong if you say it turns back to the light. We can explore in more details. When a soul chooses to experience something, it becomes a personality, the choice that she or he wishes to experience. It can be also any type of experience, whether it can be a female experience, a male experience, an animal experience, a nature experience, and spirit like earth experience, spirit like space, no form experience, higher experiences, higher dimension experiences, any other. And through this, she or he or it learns, gathers information, and understands the true nature of herself, which is the light. And by this understanding, he understands that everything else is not necessary and returns back to the light, returns back to the one.
Okay, thank you.
Roxy?
No, I'm good. I'm actually just quite fascinated with this. So no, I'm hanging on every word. I love it. No question though.
What we can share is that having a feeling which is positive can also link you to higher energy.
Is that for me?
We can say also for you and for everybody.
Well, if every question has answer within it, and we who are asking questions must have those answers within us, what is the point of asking questions?
Sorry, I was shifting. So he left, so there's somebody else coming here. Can you repeat the question?
Yes. When question is having the answer within it, and we are able to tap into that answer, all of us.
Yes.
Then what is the point of asking questions?
The point of asking questions is finding the path of receiving the answer.
Good answer.
We can explain it maybe in other words if you wish to.
Yes.
If you have a question that you don't know, but you know that you know that, but you just don't know that you know the answer. A question helps you access and unfold more dimensions for you and more understanding for you. Not as the question itself as a meaning, or the question can be any type, or not that the question hasn't answered this particular question. But finding the path is the purpose. The question itself can be many times completely blank. Or many times you will receive an answer and you will understand that this is totally wrong, this is not for me, and this is also something not useful. It opens up a path. Still, it fulfills its purpose, having a question. So, asking a question, maybe the answer isn't important, and sometimes there is no answer to it. But the question itself helps you to unfold new paths. Is it more clearer now?
Yes, thank you very much.
So, by having a question, you're following a new path of unfolding yourself and unfolding, you would say, connections to your higher selves or to your higher understandings.
Yes, next what comes to my mind is we are composed of, I heard Bashar say, hundreds of personalities, or let's say aspects of perspectives of that live their individual lives, but it's always changing, and I wonder how far it can go, this number of connections for us.
We didn't quite understand the question, but we can translate the idea that we can share right now, is that
yes,
you go farther and farther and farther, changing and changing and changing and changing and changing until you realize there is a part of you that there is a part of you that is not meant for you, that you are completely different in essence, in being, and start a new path, which can be called in your terms of enlightenment, in your terms of higher understanding, in your terms of awakening. So all you are doing is you're changing and changing and changing and changing and changing until you find that part of you, which is the true you, and you become more of that true you, who you are. Was this the answer to your question?
Yes. And what follows?
Good night, everyone.
Good night, no, and have a good
Sorry,
sleep.
I was muted. Yes, it answers my question, and I wish to know what is my true self then.
We can say the true self to you will unfold through the feelings you call love, and it can put out, you would say, tears by observing many things and feeling higher, you would say, stronger sensations of energies that seem highly and highly pleasurable to you. We will not share any more detail because this is the path that each and every individual must find in for himself. Otherwise, by knowing that path, it will change to another path, because there is no one path in terms of there is no reason of knowing the path. The only reason is to go through the path, because it can activate the energies that lie within. Information cannot do that.
Yes, I understand.
Anybody else have any more questions? Otherwise, I will ask.
So we can explain this a little bit deeper, is that there is a huge difference of knowing the path and walking the path. By walking the path, you experience the unfolding, and that unfolding really is unfolding. Knowing the path has no unfolding, therefore another path which has another unfoldingness inside of that path.
Wow. So it means that even...
It means that there is a reason for human to not know.
Yes, yes. What I my soul then has its own unfoldment, my own its own experience.
We would not say your soul has, but the part. Upon human incarnation in physical body, there is another part of a human which is basically called the ego structure. And depending on whether that ego structure is more taking over the soul or less, it really, the path is for, you would say, the soul, but in other terms also for the ego to dissolve. And when the ego dissolves, then the unfolding of the soul happens. So basically this path, you would say, yes, it is for the soul, but it is also for the ego. The soul, or which the personality, which is you, the forgotten one, or the lost memory human, or human without the memory or without the connection, is basically a mixture with ego, and therefore there are many personalities. One personality is the society, the collective consciousness. Other is the family consciousness, and the ideas that are being thought of in their ego structure to be thought of. And depending on these systems, it's really a different position, you would say, different example or different level for each and every individual. So once the soul, you would say, the soul is forgotten, the soul has forgotten, the soul has forgotten while it is incarnated. The unfoldingness, which you call, is the remembrance of the soul, which is the true beingness. And it can only remember through these feelings, through these unfoldings. And it can only then remember the self, which is he, she, or it, the soul. And then there becomes a duality, and then becomes a segregation or separation between the now I know, which is the ego, and which is the true me. And this is also what has been written in your religious books, the evilness and the light. So this expanded maybe a little bit more in the previous questions.
Yes, thank you for bringing this clarity to me.
Thank you for allowing yourself to being brave enough to ask this question, because as asking this question, as it was said before, it is already the unfoldment of finding the answer. It doesn't care how or where do you get this answer, but by having a question, it is already a path of receiving the answer.
Yes, I get.
Can you speak a little bit about destiny and free will?
There are many ideas in your human society, destiny and free will, of which idea you want to talk about.
Okay. The question is how much of it is predetermined by whoever, the oversoul, us, and how much do we actually get to plan while we're down here, determine?
We can say that nothing is predetermined in sake of how you understand it to be predetermined. We can say that there is a special type of energy that carries each and every one of us, you and everybody. And this energy is the path that you will go no matter what happens. And this path is an energy feeling. And it doesn't mean that you can fulfill this energy feeling by being an artist, being a writer, being a car driver, being a taxi driver, being a bus driver, being an architect, being a singer. It doesn't mean the way of it which is determined, but that fulfillment of this unfolding or the feeling of this is determined. determined, but it's only the way you choose to and how you choose to fulfill this feeling that you have within. So what we can say in simpler terms, there is an energy fulfillment that is required. May some have enlightenment feeling that they wish to receive enlightenment. May some have a family type of a fulfillment that they wish to have a fulfillment in it. May someone have a single road that they want to be alone and fulfill their being aloneness. So it's only how they choose to fulfill this. But it's not determined how to fulfill this. It's not given that you will do this, you will be this, you will have this, in that date you have this. It's always changing, and it's always a choice for you. And it's also a choice for how the higher self of you decides it to be most exciting, most pleasurable, or maybe the higher self chooses to go another path for you because he sees and you feel that you have changed. And because that you have changed, maybe there's something a little bit interesting more for you to go in another path. This is about predetermined destiny, that we would say there is an energy feeling inside each and every human being or each and every entity being who still exists in the universe and explores. Meaning still exists in a universe that still explores this universe. And the other part was free will. Do humans have a free will?
Yes.
By having this conversation, you had your free will to have this conversation. You had a will to ask this question. That is your free will. You have a will in many, 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 many terms, in many, many, many ways. We would say, yes, there is a free will law throughout all the universe.
Okay, so if I understood you correctly, before we come, we have like a template of certain things that we're going to do.
Yeah, you say an energy-made template, which also makes your character, and also the character makes the template. It's both ways. Maybe we can share an example to make it more clearer.
Okay, that would be good. Thank you.
There is a man who follows himself in having always problems. Always heavy work. Whether he has the work to be as a carpenter, whether he has the work to be in a warehouse, he always finds himself in heavy work. And one day he chooses to know what is his purpose. And the purpose is to explore the heaviness. And how you wish to explore it, it's your choice. Whether you wish to be a boat rider and have a heavy work, or a crew member in a ship, or a crew member in a plane, and you always have some kind of a heavy thing to do. Carry some heavy luggage, some heavy storage, and something like this. And by fulfilling this energy, he fulfills with understanding about it. And there is no other lifetime now required to fulfill this feeling. And right then, he can choose another fulfillment that he chooses to, because now he knows what it was, he truly feels what it was, how it is to be that he truly understands what is heavy work and all the things included in this. But it was his choice to go, whether to be a pilot, whether to be a crew member in a ship, whether to be a carpenter, whether to work in a storehouse or warehouse or any other way. And by having this fulfillment, this is not describable in words, but this is describable in feelings. You would say, most simply, you choose to have this car, you choose to have a new car, you choose to have a new car. And once you have it, you fulfill this feeling, and you understand what it is. And then you're thinking, well, maybe it's not that necessary to have a new car. The old cars are better in any way, and so on. You fulfill this feeling by having a new car. But a soul, as you say, a soul, it has a larger perspective of having, exploring, and understanding these all energies, these all feelings through it itself. This was a wider story, more deeper. Maybe not deeper, but complex. It's complex to explain such a thing.
I understand now. Thank you. I would like to make sure that Matt is not getting tired.
He's not getting tired.
Okay. Jasmina, do you have a question?
Yes, hello. I have a personal question.
Personal question.
Yes, the other day when I was waking up, I saw like alien or ET or something. I don't know, but I think it was ET, and he had like a elongated head. I was just wondering who it was. He was curious, and I was curious as well.
That's what we wanted to say. He was curious. Ooh, what's here?
Yes.
And he finds that there is another curious person here.
Yes.
And now there are two curious persons here. And maybe we can become friends.
Sure.
Sure. And now that we are familiar with each and every one of us, we now feel each and every one more better. And when we feel each and every one of us more better, we can have a better contact.
Yes, that's true. So you're saying I have to make a contact on my own?
We would not say you have to make a contact of your own. We would say that, remember this, we would say, well, it's not a happy word, it's not a happy, but interesting and also exciting. And this interesting and exciting is the thing that is meant for you. And you keep this feeling, and you see what new road and new path you will come across. And it will be more and more interesting. If you wish to have a question, you can ask.
Yes, who was he?
We would say he was a part of you that chooses to have a different different way of expressing the joy or an interest. In simple words, in another civilization, exploring the same idea as you are exploring.
I see. So why did I didn't see? I just saw him for like a second or two.
Yes. But what do you want to know? What did you want to know? You saw him for a second. Well, yes, you know that.
Yes, I know, but I'm curious about him. I want to talk with him and speak with him.
You can have a contact with him. That is in simple words. To have this contact, there is this curiosity which is in a way interesting and exciting. And this curiosity, by following the path of this curiosity that has been left in you, you can become more and more closer to the energy of him. And when you do become more and more closer to the energy of him, you can become more and more in contact with him. So you don't have to think how to do that. You just have to be how it was and how it still feels. Interesting.
He was funny.
Yes, he is fun. He is fun. You would say dimension 6, dimension 5, 6 and 5, ETs you would call them and classify them. ETs that are astrally capable of traveling. ETs that can come and appear in your dream states. ETs that truly love and truly, like a family, love all their relatives, which is the other aspects of the soul, other parts of them. And they never forget them. And they are always with them.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
So, what we can say is what Matthijs is saying, that if it's enough for today, we can stop.
Nisa has a question. She said her daughter's asking what and why she saw a gray alien asking her for help.
She saw a gray alien asking for help?
Yes, she's 14.
We don't have any information regarding to whether the help is really necessary, but we have the information regarding to that a girl has a really caring energy, and through this caring energy she can become more, in a way, understand that there are aliens as such, and this is a path of growing for herself, for that daughter herself. And this ET is also younger in age, comparing to bigger ages like adults. We don't have much information that we can share.
Okay, because she said that it wasn't in the closet, I guess, of her daughter's room.
We don't have much information to care to.
Okay, but
share.
so you don't know what the connection exactly was between the two of them.
We can say that the connection is more closer to the daughter's own connection, to the feelings that she has.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Unless anybody else has any more questions, we will let Matt return.
I have a question.
Sure.
Hello again, I think.
Hello.
So lately I am, well, first of all, may I ask who I'm speaking to?
You are speaking to me.
Okay, wonderful. What a coincidence, you are speaking to me as well.
Yes, ain't that exciting?
Yeah.
We are both speaking to me. Go ahead with your question.
So lately I have been seeing spots of light.
Yes, that's good, seeing spots of light.
Yeah, and it's like several times a day, not like sometimes.
How do you describe your spot of light? A dot of light or a spot of light? In where and how do you describe it in detail? Detail.
Yeah. So first, for a couple of weeks, it was just a dot of light, and it was
Yes.
always a little bit above where I was focusing.
Yes.
And now lately, it have been like a cloud, like an orb, like an energy.
Yes.
But that doesn't happen all the time.
Yes.
So now it's becomes a little bit bigger than a dot, so it's now a spot.
Yes.
Spot of light.
But we think that you already know the answer. We can share that they are observing you and observing all interesting things around you. We would also say it's another part of you, but we will not share it because there's many others revolving and related to that situation which you are explaining. But the most thing that you need to know about is that you are being, will be not observed, but you have to know that they are with you and we are with you. And this is the feeling that you have to stay with because it can unfold later on anyway.
So lately I have been asking, like, how are you? Trying to make a connection. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a specific type of entity. It can be any type of entity that is cloaking itself.
There are specific type of beings that act in this way, that are in this way, that express in this way, that are this way. And many humans also have an incarnation in that field of realities, in that field of beings, energy type of beings. And they are enjoyed, and they are happy, and they are exploring all times, all time frames, all time essences, in remembering themselves, where they were, what they were, who they were, what was there, what was here, and they can come and disappear instantly because they jump into another time scale, and another time scale, and another time scale. This is regarding to the dots and regarding to the light balls that many of you see in the sky. But a cloud-like entity is mostly an entity that wants to appear to you. And basically that indicates, and that happens, and then you need to observe what kind of feelings you have inside of you, because mostly the feelings are the ones that are in that time necessary for you to explore within yourself. They can be fear, they can be shock, they can be interest, they can be any kinds of feelings. So basically what you need to do is you need to balance that feelings out.
And what if the feelings are trivial?
Again?
What if the feelings are trivial?
What does it mean, trivial?
Trivial, like not so special. You know, like just sitting and not feeling so much.
That is also a feeling.
All right. I mostly get it just before I'm going to meditate.
Yes, and in meditation it happens more and more stronger because also in meditation you are the one that receives more and more energy, and you are the one that receives an idea of having a new exciting thing in meditation or having a wish for a contact in meditation. Those things, but these are not the things that appear, but mainly these are the most things that indicate to you or to anybody else that contact is really close, but you need to balance out those feelings. Many times this is interest, many times this is unbalance, many times this is also triviant, as you said, but it still leaves a marker. And this marker or this stamp or this signature, whatever you call it, needs to be, don't know the word, understood, balanced out, explored. And when that happens, new things will unfold.
Wonderful. So did you say that they were just observing or trying to connect?
We would not say connect, but we would say observing with interest.
Mm.
And they carry a specific great feeling, which is excitement and curiosity, that has also been said. This is what it represents also. But they are more lighter, they are more and more lighter, and more, in a way, peaceful, and they don't think too much. But again, many beings can take the same form. So again, this has many relationships with what you are describing. And basically, the main idea for you is that there is somebody there for you. You are not alone. Carry on with the path you are carrying on. Continue the path you are carrying on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I ask you, do you have, can you talk about past, well, even though all is in the now, past lives?
We can talk about the past lives. But
okay.
we can also say they will reveal once they are necessary too. And they will reveal once you reach a certain level of, you would say, spirituality. When you have done all the things that have been necessary to do before you can reveal them and see them. Basically, if you have a strong interest in it, it can guide you in a new direction and you will reveal them yourself. But what is the interest in having these past lives?
Well, I was going to ask specifically about past life with somebody else.
Yeah.
Specifically with Haiyan.
We don't see, in a way, a strong connection in your past lives with the name you said. There is a message from Matt. He says he's sweating really strongly and he wants to stop.
Okay, all right, that is fine. Too much heat.
Oh God.
You okay?
I'll break just a moment.
All right, go ahead. Go take a break.
No, it's okay. Wait. So I'm completely wet.
Well, I guess you were producing too much heat.
Oh, it was okay. It was really, I would say, weak, but just that I'm really sweating. Wait. So there was no information about the past lives. I don't know why. I saw some pictures, but I didn't see anything related to that you were asking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It might not be that. It might be an oversoul connection.
It's because also when I asked about my past life, it was given that this is actually not your past life. This is another soul's created personality that you have more closer. Basically, this is you but this is not you. This is a different personality. This is what I asked my past life, and it was shown to me. And basically it was really, really interesting, but the idea was that this is actually not yours past life, but this is your soul's, I don't say, I don't know, like how to say, this wasn't you, but this was a really, really close part to you. This is a different personality, but this is, basically you can say it's you, but a different personality.
Oh.
So you could say, so you could say we have like this personality just for this lifetime.
Oh yeah, that's what I understood from them.
Okay.
Hey guys, I gotta get. I have a radio show in about half an hour, so I gotta recharge my headset. And anyways, Matt, it's Roxanne. That was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much for you and your bravery, as they said. That was awesome. I appreciate it. Okay.
All right. All right.
All right, everyone else. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next now. Booyah.
See you. Have fun, Roxy.
Will do. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
But if it was a different personality, wouldn't it be in a parallel reality?
When I was in that memory, I understood that he is dead. That personality is passed away, but he still exists, and he was so. I fell in love so quickly with him. It was really amazing to see him. That's what I received. I don't know, actually, I don't know. Maybe if still he's living, maybe you can communicate with him like the ATs, you know, the other ATs on other dimensions, who can communicate.
Well, I was talking about high end, the one that actually has the camera on.
Yeah. Also, when it was said that you want to know the previous life, they said, "Give me the picture of her."
Oh. Okay.
So this was also popped up, and I said, "Well, I don't have the picture." I said, "I don't think it will even be possible right now at the moment." And, a picture of face or something, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, you saw me the other day. My camera's not working now. It won't go on.
All right. No, this was okay. Sometimes it gets really denser. The energies get really stronger. And there is this how's it Farney Spy? How is it named? The one who has the picture of lion.
Oh, Sean. Yeah.
Sean, and many times when he says something, they are asking, "Why isn't he channeling?"
Oh.
I do channel.
Yeah, I mean, like you can do it more I mean, not better, but more. I don't know. You can do it more.
Yes, I'll focus on that then, and yeah, I'll just focus on channeling more. I want to have a greater connection than a connection I have now. So.
Well, okay, yes. So no, I just give it the message further.
Yeah, I think he channels in a certain way. I think he does get information telepathically.
The information was that he has good ability, and he can use it more in a wider range.
Yes. Is there any recommendations, like if I wanted to channel an entity, like what would be the best for me?
With guidance, it's like somebody, face to face. You meet somebody, and you go into a state, and they do the same as we did here, like questions, answers, and they can open up a wider range of whatever that is that you will explore. So face to face with somebody.
Yeah, we do that sometimes. I don't know if he's done it. Have you done that, Sean?
Channels face to face? No. When you say face to face, do you mean physical or on the internet, like you know?
No, more the physical, because the physical, when you are physically with somebody, it can send through more information, like the feeling of the other person and the entity or whatever. He gets more information from that also. So face to face can open up a little bit possibility, but that's the information I get from them. This is my information. This is not my information. So I think if you wish, you can try that, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you need to try that. It's your choice, but I think you can try that if you wish.
I would love to try that, but no one around me is very open to the idea of channeling.
Oh, yes.
Like no one that I know.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could try over the internet and see how it goes too, Sean.
I did try over the internet before.
It's not as efficient as if somebody in the room. Yeah. So I'm going to stop the live broadcast now. I want to thank Matt for coming, for doing this for us, and
thank you.
Thank you for your hard work.
Did you receive some ideas that were useful?
Yes, and I'm gonna have to watch it over.
You send me a link also. I want to watch it also.
Yes, yes, I will send you the link also. So, thank you everybody, and goodbye.
Bye.